Hey guys, welcome to my review for the Hateful Eight. We are finally done with Star Wars. I've seen it three times, I think. Yeah, guys. So how you been doing? What's up? And today I'm here to review, like I said, the Hateful Eight, which is actually the eighth Quentin Tarantino movie, and it is awesome. This movie is definitely a Quentin Tarantino movie. I mean, it says the N word a bunch of times, and there's a lot of characters with there's great characters with great dialogue, of course. So you already know this is a Quentin Tarantino movie. Not that it's wrong for him to add N words a lot in this movie or in the Django Unchained, which it kind of takes place in the older times. So I guess that's will be his excuse for that. But I think he used it in modern movies, kind of. But oh well, guys, I don't really care about that. I could give a crap less. But if you guys criticize him for that, that's your choice. But let's get into this movie. So the Hateful Eight stars Kurt Russell, Samuel L. Jackson, a huge cast, pretty much. Kurt Russell, a new Quentin Tarantino actor, Samuel L. Jackson, always mostly an occasional Quentin Tarantino actor. I think he's been in almost all his films except for Reservoir Dogs and Kill Bill Volume 1. But yeah, it stars Samuel L. Jackson, Jennifer Jason Leigh, new Quentin Tarantino actor, and it stars a lot of returning cast, like I mentioned, Samuel Jackson, along with Tim Roth and Michael Madison, with Bruce Dern and also Channing Tatum, and I don't know how to pronounce his name, but Damien Bizarre, which he did a great job in the movie too. And yeah, I mean, the cast was great. They had excellent acting in it. They played the characters so greatly. And my favorite, personally, at performance was Samuel L. Jackson. He was a badass in this movie. He's always a badass in a Quentin Tarantino movie. I mean, but his performance was so good. It's my second favorite performance. My first is obviously Pulp Fiction, but he did such a great job. And if he does not get nominated for anything, I'm not saying he could probably not get nominated for an Oscar. There's other great people out there, but he did a great job into. And when he like speaks, when he does his speeches and stuff, you're just so into it because his performance is really great along with his character. Just like Pulp Fiction, when you hear his speeches were great. You loved it. You got into it already. I mean, and so was it. There's just one scene. I'm not gonna spoil it where he does his speech and stuff, and it was just so interesting to like listen to, and it was great. And he did a great job in this movie. There's a lot of other great actors in this movie. Walton Goggins or whatever, who played like a sheriff in this movie. But they basically it's about these eight people that get trapped in this like cabin kind of, and it is just well, don't get trapped. Well, they go there because of the winter storm, but yeah, it is a great movie. Characters, great characters, dialogue, every dialogue. There's not that much. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a lot. There's not that many violent scenes, except that they're really gory in Quentin Tarantino fashion. But they're not that many violent scenes. There's a lot more talking and dialogue, which is really interesting in this movie. And I recommend this movie. I saw this movie in 70 millimeter, and it's just this movie's really old fashioned. Has old fashioned text. There was an intermission in this movie. It is just a great movie, and yeah, I think Quentin Tarantino did a great job with that. And please go see True. Please, if you live near the showing of 70 millimeter, go see it because it's just great. It's just like an going to an old fashioned movie theater back in the old days or whatever. And yeah, this is a great movie. I totally recommend this. All the characters are interesting. None of the characters are boring, and you actually feel like you're actually there. You feel like you're cold, and you just feel the cold, well, not the cold, but the coldness when you're watching the movie. That's just how good this movie is, and it is a really really great movie with a really great score, by I think yeah, a Neo Morricone. I don't know who he is, but by from Chris Stuckman, I've heard that he did the soundtrack for The Thing, which was a great soundtrack, and The Good, Bad, the Ugly. So yeah, he's a great composer. Maybe he'll maybe he'll win an Oscar for it. Maybe he'll surpass John Williams. But he did a great job in this movie. Quentin Tarantino had great writing in it. It's just a Quentin Tarantino movie. If it includes one of the two things, you know it's a Quentin Tarantino movie: a red apple and Samuel L. Jackson. That you already know that's a Quentin Tarantino movie when it has red apple cigars and Samuel L. Jackson. Guys, this movie was great, but the one deep flaw I had with this movie is just the first act is a little bit hard to get to. You don't like some of the characters, such as Daisy Domergue, who was played by Jennifer Jason Leigh. You kind of like the prisoner at first, but she wasn't really quite a relatable character, and she was kind of annoying to be in the movie. So it was kind of hard to get used to the characters, and so was the sheriff of this movie. You kind of didn't like his opinions on things, but that was back in the old days, of course. But yeah, besides that, I would give this movie an A. Great movie, great script, and yeah, go check that out if you live near a 70 millimeter showing or whatever. Go check that movie out, and I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.